So what happened with this, guys, is this guy, this girl that I bought phones from before, messaged me with a screenshot of a guy that posted 2 phones for sale in the buy-sell trade group. And she said, hey, I thought you might be interested in these phones. So my job, being proactive, what am I going to do? I looked at the guy's name. I typed it in on my Facebook. I found his name, and then I sent him a message. So this is where this starts. Again, I was being proactive, right? I will take any leads, and I'll work with it. So he posted it in a Facebook group, and I'm reaching out to him now. I found his name. I reached out to him. This is the start of the conversation. All right, now let me move this over here, and we're going to pull this up. Chat. All right. I said, what's up? You still have the iPhones for sale. Now, some things about messaging that we know that I'm just going to keep hammering on until I want you guys to hear my voice when I'm sleeping. So some of the things we understand when it comes to messaging is we're going to keep everything short, simple. People have a 7-second attention span. We want to use words that a 3rd grader could understand. And am I missing anything here? Things that a 3rd grader could understand. We're going to lead by asking questions. I don't like to say the word no. I only like to offer solutions. So we all know this, right? These are all things we know when it comes to message negotiation. So let's see what I say. I say, what's up? You guys don't have to say what's up. You can say, hey, comma. And then I want to get right into it. I want to see what he has. All right, I want to lead the conversation. You still have the iPhones for sale. We lead the conversation by asking questions. We're going to follow the same format, basically, as when people message us. So we're going to figure out what they have. We're going to reach out to them, figure out what they have. We're going to make them an offer. We're going to close them. We're going to go for the meetup. This is what we're going to do. This is how this works. So I'm going to bring up the phones, right? If I just said, what's up, Jake? And he's like, nothing, bro. And I was like, that's cool. How is your day going? And he's like, it's going good. And I'm like, that's nice. How's the weather? And he's like, it's a little cold. And I'm like, that's cool. So do you still have phones for sale? Do you guys see why that doesn't sound too good? Get to the point. Get to the point. Get to the point. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting right to the point. You guys see this? I'm getting right to the point and saying, you still have the iPhones for sale. I'm getting to the point of the conversation. I want to start moving the conversation down the path of negotiating. What's up? You still have the iPhones for sale. I say it right away. That's how this works. He goes, yes, I do. Now, I want to confirm the phones he has, probably with a tie-down question, just to confirm what he has and the condition of it before I make an offer. Because if it's got a cracked screen, it's probably going to sell for less. Yes, I do. Okay, great. 2 8+, right? He goes, yep. Now, I want you to see this, right? I want you guys to see this. I want you guys to see the words because I want you guys to copy and steal the words I'm using because the words I say work. I've done over 70 grand so far this month in sales. And I might try to close it out around 80 grand in phone flipping sales. So the words I say work. So take the words, but notice it's everything I said. Look at all these words. It's short. It's simple. It's right to the point. A 3rd grader could understand it. I mean, instead of 7 seconds, I'm doing like a couple seconds. It's everything we talk about. Yep, red and black. Now, I like it says red and black. What is this? I want you guys to think. What is it, red and black? What's that mean? He's providing me a little information. He's a little tiny bit invested in the conversation. I'm always judging how invested they are in the conversation because sometimes I'm going to do something advanced and pull out of the conversation. So if they start responding right away or giving me a lot of information, I'll use that and I might start to pull out a little bit more. If they're more right to the point, I'm going to stay in the conversation a little bit more and maybe not get them to chase me. So give me a 2 in the chat if that makes sense. I just want to get some feedback from you guys just to make sure we're on the same page and you guys kind of see where I'm coming from and this all flows pretty smooth. So I'm going to say perfect. How much for both? I could have made an offer, right? I could have made the offer like we normally do, but I'm going to say how much for both. And he's going to say 800. And I know this because he posted it. So what he did is he posted it for, he posted in the screenshot I got, it was 2 phones, and they wanted like $400 each. So I was trying to see if he was going to come down a little bit with a discount, but obviously, guys, I did not get that lucky. I did not get a discount. Which company is it with? So we talked about this before, but I want you guys to see it. So I say, which company is it with? Sprint, but you can take them and get it unlocked. Now, guys, listen. What do we know about this? The phones are still financed, right? Which I found out later. You can take finance phones to Sprint and get them unlocked. So I could do 2 things. I could say, listen, Jake, you big dummy. You can't take phones to Sprint and get them unlocked because they're financed. But, see, if I started arguing with that, I know more about this business than you because see, if I went down that path, that's moving me away from going through the 5-part process. Now, I wouldn't call him a big dummy, guys. I was just trying to over-exaggerate it to try to get the point across, right? Which I do sometimes. It gets off the track of the negotiating. I care about the negotiating. I say, so I don't tell him he's wrong. You guys see that? I don't care that he's got wrong information. It doesn't matter. I want to stick to the basics and stick to the negotiating of the phone. And they are brand new are they brand new with plastic still on them? So now I'm digging for a little information because if they're mint, brand new with plastic, I could pay a little bit more than just phones only. He goes, no. I said, no worries. Now, this is the other thing I want to talk about. You guys remember I say you want to ask a couple questions, and then you want to make an offer. You don't want to ask too many questions at once. So if you see this, I'm asking 1 question. And notice, these are all questions. Look at this. 1 question, 2 questions, 3 questions, 4 questions, 5 questions. I always lead by asking questions. And you might say, Aaron, you told me that I'm not supposed to ask too many questions before making an offer. And that's true. The reason I can get away with it is I asked him how much for both. He told me 800. You guys see this? He told me 800. But because I didn't reject his offer, he still thinks that I might accept the offer because I didn't reject it. And by him thinking that I might accept the offer because I didn't reject it, keeps me in the conversation. You guys kind of see that? It keeps him interested in the conversation. So it's almost like because he thinks I might accept the offer because I didn't say no, that keeps him interested, which allows me to ask a couple questions. If I didn't do this, right, I would not ask 5 questions back to back. Asking 5 questions back to back is a great way to aggravate people, get them to stop responding to you, and it's just not good because we want to be moving people through the sales process. So does that make sense? Are you guys following me so far? I said, are they brand new with plastic? And then I say, okay, great. Perfect. No worries. I'm going to talk about all these things. You want to be saying these things. Okay, great. Perfect. No worries. It keeps the conversation kind of positive. No scratches, no dings, nothing's wrong with them. Looks brand new. I got these 2 in front of me, guys, because I picked them up today. And he's right. These are mint condition. So I might be getting closer to $80, $90 a phone because, these are like mint condition phones. Perfect. Since I have to get them unlocked, would you take $525 for both? So now let's talk about the negotiating. We're about to make an offer. Okay? Now, usually what the offer is when we're making a lowball offer. So nobody likes the low offer. Your prospects, guys, do not like it when you shoot them a lowball offer. However, it's needed because we can only pay a certain amount for the phones because we have to turn around and sell them to make a profit. You guys all agree with me on this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, 1, make the offer, 2, have the excuse to justify the lower offer, and 3, throw some benefits, right? What are some benefits? Meet you today, pay in cash, drive to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to justify it. Now, I've talked about this a bunch, so I'm basically going to sum it up without the example. The excuse, they've done research, and the excuse doesn't matter as long as you have the excuse. So as long as you have an excuse why you are offering a lower price, it doesn't matter as long as it's there. It doesn't have to be a good reason, right? As long as you have it there. So we are going to, you guys can all see the screenshot, right? Would one of you guys just give me feedback in the chat that you guys can see the screenshot? I just want to make sure it's sharing the right screen and I'm not looking at something else. So if one of you guys would just give me a little feedback. All right, appreciate that. You guys know I get nervous because on the old computer, it used to put a green ring around which screen, and now it doesn't. And I got the 3 screens now, so I want to make sure. All right, appreciate that, Ulysses. Make an offer. All right, so. Since I have to get them unlocked, you wouldn't do $525 for both? So this is the excuse. Now, usually the excuse, guys, what's the normal excuse? The normal excuse is because I buy and sell and have to make a little profit. But because he's saying you can take them to Sprint and get them unlocked, I'm switching out the excuses to make it more personal for him. Sometimes, guys, they'll say it's got scratches on it. They'll be like, oh, it's in great condition, but it's got a small scratch. The small scratch doesn't matter to me, but if they're making an effort to say it has a small scratch, there's a good chance that that small scratch they might be self-confident, self-conscious about, or afraid that that affects the price. So I might use that. I'm still following the format. I'm just switching out pieces of the puzzle. You following me here, guys? So since I have to get them unlocked, would you do $525 for both? Now, the offer is important. I don't say $525. I say for both. The words you say matter. For both. For both shows that I'm making an offer on the phone. Now, what I could have said here, guys, I could have said, since I have to get them unlocked, would you do $525 for both? Question mark. I can meet you today. Or I can meet you today and bring cash. One benefit might be good. If I had to go back and redo it, I may have done that. I may not have. But it's always good to do that. He goes, no thanks. I don't cost that much to get them unlocked. The lowest I would take is $700 for both. So let's look at what happened. He was at $800, and now he dropped to $700. So now what do we got to do? We got to work the guy down because selling begins when the customer says no. Otherwise, you're just taking orders. So, and I used to take orders. I used to ring people out at Walmart as the cash register, and I made minimum wage. Then I got good at selling, and then I make $100,000 a year now flipping these phones. Lowest I would take would be $700 for both. So now I'm going to try to, you wouldn't go any lower even if I met you today with cash. So I'm trying to get him to go lower, right? I'm letting him be in control. And now I'm starting to throw the benefits. You wouldn't go any lower. So I'm wanting him to go lower, which is something he doesn't want to do. So I'm going to mask that with benefits. If I met you today with cash, I'll meet you today. Guys, listen to me very closely. These guys that sell locally, if they try to sell locally, I met up with him today. I got the phone sitting in front of me right now. I haven't listed them yet because I picked up like 12 phones today, and I still got three more to list. I was talking to him today. He goes, you know, this one person said they were going to give me $500, but they stopped responding. And this other person said they were going to give me more, and then I would go to meet them, and they didn't show up. People that sell locally have these issues. So I'm basically addressing, and I know this because I talk to everyone, and I put up warm-up ads, and I see the BS that happens. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to these benefits are bigger than you may think. And then he was telling me, he goes, this one person wanted me to hold the phone for 3 days, and then she wanted me to hold it for a week, and I just want to get rid of it now. I don't have time to deal with all this BS. So when you're saying meet them today and you're saying bring cash or you'll drive to them, these are bigger benefits than you may be aware of. These are very, very powerful because you're basically taking all the main issues that people have with selling it locally. People wanting to wait, people wanting them to pay half now, half later, people, wanting them to hold the phone for a week. And you're saying, I won't do any of that. These are very big benefits. Don't underestimate the power of these. What are you talking? I say just $175 less, $525, and I'll drive to you and buy them both from you. Now look what I do right here. I want you guys to see this. I'm saying the less amount, right? So now I'm starting to tweak. I'm just free-flowing it, but I'm following the outline. I'm following just the general negotiating outline. Just $175 less. Guys, now look at this. You guys see the price I put right here. The negative amount that I want him to come down, I don't put a dollar sign behind that. I want him to see the dollar sign of what I'm offering, not 175 less. What looks better? 175 or 175? What looks worse, I should say? Come down 175 or come down $175. $175 sounds worse. So I purposefully, strategically, don't put the dollar sign here with the amount I want him to come down, but I put the dollar sign amount around the amount I want to offer. You guys see that? I did that with a purpose. There's a reason behind this. So I make him another offer. I'm making him the same offer, and now I'm throwing another benefit, and I'll drive to you and buy them both from you, right? Just $175 less, comma, $525, and I'll drive to you and buy them both from you. So you guys see that? I'm making him lowball offers, but I'm making it as appealing as I can by doing this little kind of evil, whatever you want to call it right there, and then throwing the benefits. If I just said 525, 25, 525, that's going to aggravate him. He's not going to like that. So there's got to be a little finessing. It's got to be a little sexy when you do it. You guys see that? He said no. So let's keep track of this. We're going to keep score. We're going to put up the scoreboard, team. He was at 800. Now he's at 700. I made one offer, two offers. You guys see that? So I just made my second offer. This is the second offer right here. He goes, no. They are great phones. Now we're going to talk about another lesson. They are great phones. Perfect. Okay, great. I want to buy them. Showing intent. Have you ever heard the term showing intent? So while the strategy behind keeping someone engaged and responding to you, even after they tell you no for your offer multiple times, is to show intent that you're interested in the phone. Show that you're interested in the phone. Show that you're interested. So you want to do that by saying certain words like they're great phones. Perfect. Okay, great. I want to buy them. What this will do is by saying all these things and showing intent, this will keep them interested and keep them responding while you try to wear them out by making offers over and over again and keeping them in the conversation. Sometimes you just got to wear them out. David Kosciuszko, the man, the myth, the legend himself, talks about how like his daughter will be like, Dad, I want to go do this. And David will be, I don't know about that. And I want to go to this. And Dad, I don't know about that. And his daughter will just keep asking over and over. And eventually he'll be like, all right, let's go. Some of you guys that have kids, or maybe you have a dog, the dog comes up to you while you're eating and wags its tail. And you push the dog away. And the dog just turns back around and wags its tail. And you push the dog away. And by the fifth time, you're like, fuck it. And then you give the dog a treat, or hell, maybe you even give the dog some food that you're eating. The dog was persistent. Kids are persistent. We will be persistent and wear the people out. So that's another lesson, guys. I'm trying to teach you guys like a bunch of things here at once. All these little things matter. Now, let me put another thing out there. I might be throwing a lot of stuff out there. There's only a handful of things you have to do, and I'm teaching you most of them. So once you get good at this and you go through some of this conversation and a lot of the conversations, I already have 30 conversations recorded like this where I break them down line by line in the back office of Next Level. If you go through all 30 of them, you will be an expert at negotiating through Messenger, because you'll see I'm basically just doing the same stuff over and over again. So I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed. I'm teaching you guys a lot of stuff, but it's basically the same stuff. And once you get good at it, you like make a lot of money. He said no, right? So he said no kind of standoffish. So I got to warm him back up by showing intent. They are great phones. They're great phones. Are they 64 or 256 gigabyte, right? If I just ask this question without saying they're great phones, he might not have responded. I'm kind of getting a feel of their emotions, right? And if they start to get cold, I got to start to warm them up. They're great phones. Sometimes I tell people, I want to buy them. No worries, Noberto. I'm interested in the phones. I'll say stuff to show intent. Excellent condition phone. So I say they're great phones. 64, 256. He goes, excellent condition phone. So I brought him back in the conversation. He's starting to sell me 64 gigabyte. Okay, great. Notice I don't say, oh, only 64 gigabytes? Those things suck. I'm saying, okay, great. Grant Cardone does this. If you guys listen to Grant Cardone when he talks about buying real estate, he goes in there and just makes a big freaking deal about how he thinks the property's great and he's going to close quickly and he's not going to complain. And then once he gets them interested and gets their attention, then he starts to talk them down in price. I'm doing the exact same thing. We're going to do the exact same thing. Because if Aaron Goldstein's doing it and Grant Cardone's doing it, I think it's a good idea if we all do it as a team. I said, okay, great. No lower than $750 for both. So I'm just trying to get him to budge on price a little bit. I'm making another offer. No lower than $750 for both. He goes, I just took $100 off my asking price. This is irrelevant. This is actually a sales trick that car salesmen use that it's like, you know, if something costs $5 and I mark it up to $7 and then I say, hey, look, it's on sale for $2, nothing really happened, right? So it doesn't matter. The price he wanted doesn't matter. All that matters is what the market is willing to pay for it. And, you know, the market's not worth $800. So I don't address this, though. This is just something for you and me to be aware of. The price doesn't matter. He could say that he wants retail price for the phone. He wants $800 a phone, and then he's going to take $50 off, and he'll just say, I took $50 for you. That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care about what you took it off for. I care about what the eBay market is willing to pay for it so Aaron can make his money. Chris says Max Maxwell does the same thing, and there you go. Max Maxwell's making that money. I just took $100 off the asking price. $700, and they're both yours. So I like this. I like this. He's now making an offer to me. This is good. He's responding to me. Also, we're going to stop and look at the flow of the conversation. I'm not sending big paragraphs. I'm not sending big words. Everything up to this point, guys, look, just look at the line. That's back and forth. It's very simple. 700, and they're both yours. So I'm just making up some BS here, guys. You can make up BS or be honest. I'll just make up a little BS just to get the deal closed. I say Sprint is just more expensive to unlock, though. So now I'm trying to make more excuses. I'm going to make excuses and make offers. I'm going to make excuses, make offers, show intent. Make excuses, make offers, show intent. Not necessarily in that order. Sprint is just more expensive to unlock, though. And if they are not paid off, then there's an additional fee to get that fixed. I'm hinting at the point, of course, you know, some of us people that have been doing this for a while, Chris probably knows this, but, you know, I'm hinting at the point that the IMEI might go bad and I might have to claim the IMEI, which is all BS because I'm just going to sell it on eBay. But I'm not getting technical, right? I never want to get technical because it doesn't matter. If I get technical and say, well, they're not paid off, I can't get them unlocked. And then the IMEI might go bad. And then someone would have to clean the IMEI or get them shipped overseas or do an unlocking service, which I don't even know how any of that works because none of that makes me money, so I never look into any of that. But I don't go into any of that. I just hint at little issues. You guys see what I'm doing here? Sprint is just more expensive to unlock, though. And if they are not paid off, then that's an additional fee to get them fixed. So I'm basically just trying to make up more excuses to justify a lower price. Sorry, the phones are like brand new. They've both been in cases. I bought them. I switched the Sprint to Verizon and got the iPhone X. So this is me, no lower than $700 for both. So this isn't really another offer. I'm not making an offer, but I'm going for the close again. A thing I see medium beginners or intermediates do is they eventually get off the conversation and they talk for 5 minutes without making an offer. I want you guys to see I'm always going back for the close. I'm either making an offer or this right here, no lower for $700 for both. This right here is me going back for the close. I'm going in again. I'm staying on topic. Chris says, he's absolutely right. So let's see. You want them or not? Now, I like this. I was actually picking up a phone, so I didn't get a chance to respond. He goes, you want them or not? I like how he's being a little persistent. This shows me that he's a little bit invested in the conversation. Now that I've done this and I've worked him through, I'm going to start to eventually do takeaway selling to where I eventually started to back off and make him chase me a little bit. They will not chase you, though, if they're not invested in the conversation. So before I do anything, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by take away it and kind of back off and get them to chase me, they will not chase you unless they're invested in the conversation. So I look for things like this, right? To where he sends me a double message. He puts a question mark or an exclamation mark. He's conveying emotion with that, which is a good thing. It shows he's getting fairly invested in it. So I'm reading this, right? If they say something like, so you want it or not? 20 question marks. Hello, you there? You know, if they say something like this, they're kind of desperate, and I will start to back off sooner and get them to chase me. So we shall keep going. I do. I want to buy them. You guys see what I'm doing here? Showing, which one is this? This is showing intent. I'm saying I do. I want to buy them. I do, guys. I want to buy them. I just want to buy it at $5.25. But I'm showing intent. Very important to do. This showing intent, I do. I want to buy them. Okay, great. They're great phones. This is why after me having two offers and going for the close a third time and it not working, I keep on responding. He goes, okay. I just can't do $700 for both. So this is me very slowly now starting to back up. Before, it was me chasing him. I can meet you today, blah, 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 blah. Now I'm starting to back off just a little bit. I just can't do $700 for both. I want him to come down a little bit. Because it's easier for me to get him down $50 than it is $300. So by me saying I just can't do $700 for both, I'm getting him to think that I might come up from $525. So, which I'm not going to come up that much. But if I say that, he might start dropping the price. And the closer we can get to my number, the easier it is. You guys see that? I just can't do $700 for both. I'm not saying what I can do anymore. I'm leaving it open because now I want him to chase me a little bit. It's very subtle, guys. All these little things matter. That's why, like, sometimes people will show me, like, text combos they do, and they're not following the script. And they're like, Aaron, I'm putting up ads. I'm not closing any deals. I'm like, the words you say matter. If you say the wrong words, you're not going to get any deals. If you say the right words, you're going to get a lot of deals and make a lot of money. You have to use the script. You have to use the stuff I'm teaching you guys, right? You have to do it every single time. Oh, that's funny. 700. Then I said, then you want one? So I do want one. Really, I want both, so I'll make him a lowball offer. I said, sure, right? You guys, I never say no. I'm always saying yes, sure, of course, absolutely. He goes, which one? I said, the black one. I said, $260 for the black one, question mark? He goes, no thanks, $350. So this is just me making an offer, right? Keeping it right to the point. Guys, this does not have to be, that's funny. That's fun. All right, sorry, I'm thinking about something else. You guys know I don't meditate like I should, so I got a little ADD. The black one, $260 for just the black one. Still, I'm making an offer, right? This is offer. This is now offer number offer. We're just going to call it offer 4, right? One was just me asking, but 3 offers and me going for the closing it. He goes, no thanks, sorry, $350. I messaged another girl right now that buys phones also, just like you do. She says he'll give me $350 per phone. I'm going to ask you because you messaged me first. Would you like to buy them for $350 a phone? Guys, team, what do we know about this? When you've been doing this long enough, you know that there's no way someone that buys phones is going to pay $350 for a phone only 8 plus 64 gigabyte Sprint SIM lock. Kevin says bullshit or bluffing. Chris says bullshitting. Absolutely, right? But guys, I don't care. I don't care. I just want the deals because I want the money. So I'm going to say, no worries, Jake. I appreciate it. To be honest, I do this full time. I know the market and almost all the buyers, and that's a real solid price. I'm almost hinting here that they're bluffing, just like Mr. Kevin says. I ain't saying it, but I'm hinting it, right? I'll pass on that price. Thanks, man. But if anything changes, let me know. I can do $525 for both. Guys, this is offer. What offer is this? Number 5. Because I'm always making the offers. I'm not getting side distracted. Oh, guys, what happens? What happened right there? He's at 600. So he went from 800 to 700. Now he's at 600. That's it. Come on. So he's like, God, what do we? He's a little bit needy right there. Dude's a little bit. You're saying that's it. Come on, right? So now I can feel he's being a little like he's pretty invested. I'm gonna back off a little bit more. I'm just gonna retreat a little bit more. I'm gonna get him to chase me a little bit more. I can't, man. Now, when I say this stuff, I can't, man, I want you to feel the energy behind it. I'm not saying no. That would be the wrong thing to say, and I'd probably lose the deal just by saying the wrong word. If you say the word no, guys, oh, shit. If you say the word no, guys, that's like offensive. I'm saying I can't, man. I'm almost saying no in a way to where the feeling is, I really want to buy it. I want to work with you. I'm on your side. I'm sorry. I just can't. My buddy Joe. Guys, one sec. I might not buy that thing. This guy just has like, that's a lot of phones. Okay, all right, sorry about that. So, I can't, man. See the energy I'm saying. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not saying no. I can't. I really want you. You guys feel the energy behind it? That's how you want to be saying it. Saying it like you're on their side, you just can't do the deal. Now, this was like an hour later, 2 hours later. I said, you still got them? So I'm following up with them, right? Aaron, you're a little persistent. Guys, I'm persistent. It's good to be pushy. It's good to be persistent. It's not good to be needy, but the way you be persistent and not be needy is by following up with them, but not saying big things. Saying a whole paragraph would be kind of needy and desperate. I'm going to keep it short and simple. He goes, yep. I said, okay, great. Again, okay, great. What area are you in? St. Charles. Okay, great. I'm close to there. So I'm almost kind of going for the meetup to get him excited about it. This is called the bleeding effect. So the bleeding effect is where if you got a tough person, you can try to go to the next step of the sales process and then go back and make an offer. So I'm almost kind of letting him know that I'm trying to figure out logistics and get him almost excited, get him kind of thinking about meeting me at a place convenient for him, and then I make the lowball offer again. Okay, great, I'm close to there. I'm like 20 minutes from there, to be honest. I wasn't really that close. And the place we met at was probably closer to about 25 minutes, but shit, I'll say I'm close to anywhere, I don't care. I said, okay, great, I'm close to there. He goes, okay, tell you what. He goes, and what is that? You gonna buy the phones for $700? I go, LOL, they're great phones. I'm not arguing with him. They're great phones. He goes, yep. Meet me in the middle at 5:45 and you got a deal. Now, this is not really in the middle. It's me coming down. It's me coming up a little bit more. I just say it to be smooth, right? Meet me in the middle at 5:45. Well, he eventually said 600. I said 525. So it's kind of the middle, not really, but I'll do that. If it's like kind of in the middle, but more towards my favor, I'll just say meet me in the middle. Just kind of something I say. Meet me in the middle at 5:45. You got a deal. Lowest I'm going is 600, and I feel that that's even too low. I said, I understand why you feel that because they are great phones. Guys, how many times have I said they're great phones? Someone let me know in the comments how many times have I said great phones. Probably 8 times so far. I'm saying the same stuff over and over and over again. I'm just trying to be creative, maybe make a couple more excuses. Try this thing. Try to go for the meetup. Try to do this. Try to do that. You wear them out. Look, man, I don't want to waste your time or my time anymore. If you really want to buy the phones, you can have them for $600. If you don't want to do $600, you're wasting your time and my time. He's being pretty professional, so I'll be pretty professional back. I'm going to say, no worries, I appreciate it. I'm professional. I'm not arguing with him. I'm professional. He goes, thumbs up. I just can't do 600. I'm leaving this open. I'm wanting him to come down in price. I'm not saying I can't do 600. If anything happens, let me know. That I'm not ready to go there yet. Micro steps. I'm saying I just can't do 600. You guys see how I'm leaving that open? There's a very big difference between me saying I can't do 600. If anything changes, let me know. That is me pulling out of the conversation. I want to stay in the conversation. At this point, I just want to keep it open. I just can't do 600. Why we're going to keep it open is because the reason I want to keep it open is because we're fairly invested in the conversation, and it's not time to pull out yet. There'll be a time in the future, but not now. Everything is like, it's called micro calibration. So I'm doing everything, I'm breaking it down by small, tiny, itty-bitty little steps. And I'm saying it all perfectly so I can kind of say the exact little small, tiny step I need to say to get to the next point. He goes, sorry. I go, no worries. I was hoping he was going to come down more, but he says sorry. So I go, no worries. If anything changes, though, just keep me in mind. I'm happy to do the 545. Guys, this is offer number 6. We've been keeping track. I'm making another offer number 6. I'll buy them both and meet you at the Quick Trip there in St. Charles as well. St. Charles always has Quick Trip, so I just say that, right? So if anything changes, let me know. Now it's time to leave the conversation. I'm happy to do the price, right? I make the offer again. I'll buy them both and meet you at the Quick Trip there in St. Charles as well. Again, another benefit. How many times have I said I'll buy them both from you? At least 5 to 8 times. I'm just saying the same stuff. He goes, 600 right now. I have everything that goes with them in the boxes. I go, if I would, I could. I just can't, man. So again, it's like he's kind of closing the conversation by saying sorry. I'm kind of closing it. He's opening it back up. And I'm not saying nope. See, guys, listen, look at this. If I said no, that's too low. If I just said the word no. If I just said no right here, that would throw everything off. I got to word it correctly. If I could, I would. I just can't, man. I'm saying I'm on your side. I'm on your team. I want to do it. I feel bad. I can't do it. I just can't. Right? If I could, I would. I just can't. I also say it because there's a chance he could drop price now. If I said, no, I can't, man. If I said, no, I can't. If anything changes, let me know. I'm pulling out of the conversation. I want to keep it open because he might come down in price. Yeah, but he doesn't come down in price. He says, have a good one. So this happens today, guys. Uh-oh. I was going to follow up with him today. I was going to wait 2 days to follow up with him. He follows up with me. Uh-oh, guys. He said, you still want to buy the phones? Uh-oh. I go, yes. Want to sell them both. This is important. I don't say the word yes and stop. I say yes. Want to sell them both. This is very important. Why? Someone tell me in the chat why this is important. If you're watching the replay, I'm doing this like a live training thing with the team just because I knew people would get value from it and I knew it was going to take a long time to do it. It's a tie down and it starts to move the conversation forward again. Want to sell them both? I'm controlling. I don't just say yes. Want to sell them both. I'm controlling the conversation. I want to move it forward. And like Chris says, I'm confirming that I want to sell them both. Absolutely. He goes, I would like to. He goes, I'm seeing people on here selling the phones for $700. So this is something that needs to be addressed. I see people on here selling their phones, iPhone 7 for $300. So this guy's confused because it's been 3 days since he posted it, and he can't figure out why he can't get like $400 a phone when he sees iPhone 7s going for $300. So I want you guys to see this because I'm going to address this in a way I've never addressed before using actual traditional selling principles. He goes, I am seeing people on here selling the phones that are iPhone 7 for $300. I will address this. He goes, are you sure you can't do any better than $545? I go, they're great, guys. This is like the 9th time I've said it. They're great phones. It's just the resale value of them isn't that much. So $545 is my max. This is another excuse. One of the excuses I have to unlock them. One of the excuses is I have to unlock them and I might have to do other stuff. This is just another excuse. The resale value of them isn't that much, so $545 is my max. I'm making it very clear here because he's a little wavy right here, right? Are you sure you can't do any better than $545? He's uncertain. So by me having a strong, has anyone here heard of framing? Framing comes from NLP, and it basically says if two people have convictions, the person with the stronger conviction wins. So like, I mean, what's an example I could give? Let's say that like, I don't know. Let's say that, so Ulysses says the sky is blue. Okay. Let's say Ulysses says the sky is blue, but he's kind of uncertain. He's never seen the sky. Ulysses is like, I've seen pictures, though, because I've been inside all day. all my whole life, but I've seen pictures of the sky's blue. So Ulysses certainty is like a 7 out of 10. And I come to Ulysses, the sky's black. No, Aaron, I think the sky's blue. Ulysses, I understand why you might think it because you've seen the photos. But I am telling you, the sky is black. But all these, I understand what the photos say, Ulysses, and you're right. The photos, the sky is blue, but all that crap was Photoshopped. I am telling you, with 10 out of 10 certainties, the sky is black. Ulysses will do what's called falling into my frame. He will eventually believe what I say. So he's kind of uncertain right here. You guys see that? So because he's uncertain, are you sure you can't do any better than 545? I'm going to make sure my next offer is spoken with complete 10 out of 10 certainty. They're great phones. It's just a resale value of them isn't that much, an excuse. So the max, so 545 is my max. You guys see how this line is complete certainty. He's starting to waver on his certainty, so I'm going to lock it down now. Now is the time to lock it down with complete 10 out of 10 certainty. This is the time to do this. This is not the time to meet him in the middle. This is the time to lock down the price of 10 out of 10 certainty. Then I should have addressed his concern about the iPhone 7s. He thinks iPhone 7s are selling for $300, so he thinks his A Plus should sell for more. So I must address this now. Also, you have to remember what someone has their item listed for and what it will actually sell for are two separate things. You'll see a lot of people with phones older than yours for sale for good money. A lot of times they don't sell at all or sell for significantly less than what they have it listed for. So this is just me explaining why he can't get his phone to sell. You guys see that? Does that kind of make sense? I very rarely do this, but every now and then you just have to make statements explaining why his phone's not going to sell. And he will, sometimes it won't work because sometimes they will not believe you because they think you're just bullshitting with them to get the price lower. There's a high chance he will believe the statement though because he has his phones listed for 3 days and they haven't sold yet. If he just had them listed and I told him this, he would probably say I'm full of shit. But since it's been 3 days and he's experienced his phone not being able to sell, I'm now providing a reason why this is the case, and I'm taking care of this objection. You guys see that right here? So again, this is something very advanced. I probably taught you guys 20 different things here, but these are like pretty much everything you need because this guy's very tough. So once you guys get the stuff, I mean, the stuff from here alone, you'll be able to make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month on as long as you're putting up the right amount of ads. He goes, so you wouldn't do 580 then? And they're both yours. So this dude's pretty good, right? This is another offer. So we got to go offer number 7. Offer number 7. I've made 7 offers so far. And they're both yours. So he's trying to get me down, right? But my framing is very strong here. The framing is very strong. He's coming down, and I know he'll keep coming down because his uncertainty, he didn't have complete conviction here, so I will stick with mine. I will stick with my 545. Not 100% of the time, but I know there's like a 94, 95% chance he'll drop. So I'm going to make offer number 8. And I'm going to say, I can't, man. I'm not saying no. Again, I can't, man. I just can't, right? I'm getting him to chase me, so I'm not saying sorry, I can't, man. I'm back. I can't, man. Right? It's at the end. I can't, man. He goes, okay, fine. I had to ask. No worries. How many times have you heard me say no worries here? I say the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again. He goes, so when did you want to meet? I'm going for the meetup now. It's time to go for the meetup. No worries. So when did you want to meet? I'm assuming the meetup because he knows my price. He knows I'm not coming down on price. And he's saying, okay, fine, I had to ask. By him not saying no, I get a fairly good sense that he's agreeing to my price without him seeing it. So I'm going to go for the meetup. And if I go for the meetup and he doesn't agree on price, then we can go back. So when did you want to meet, right? You guys see that? I'm not saying thanks for selling me your phones. I'm so happy to earn your business. Messaging is 100% business. I'm pretty sure I got him to agree on my price, and there's only one thing to do after I get him to agree on the price, and that's go for the meetup. So when did you want to meet? Again, leading by asking a question. So when did you want to meet? Absolutely. You tell me. Want to meet now. So when I'm going for the meetup, I'm using what's called light phrases. I'm not saying let's meet now. If I say, all right, so I guess we should teach this. Let's meet now. Want to meet now. Whenever you're pushing forward for the meetup, you want to use what's called light phrases to where if a place or a time is not convenient, it's easy for them to find another place or the time. So if I said, let's meet now, or want to meet now. So let's say you can't meet now, right? So let's say I'm trying to sell you the phone, and I say, let's meet now. And you can't meet now. There's almost more of there's more tension for you to say, it's harder for you to get out of this. If I say, want to meet now, it's easy for you to say, I can't. Can we meet later? You guys see that? Let's meet now. Shit, I can't. Can we meet later? If I say want to meet now and you can't, you could say, I'm actually at work. And then I could say, no worries, you want to meet when you get off work. And they would say, yes. And I'd be like, great. What time do you get off? And they would say 7. And I'd be like, fantastic. You want to do like 7:20? See? So we would go from there. So I say, want to meet now. You guys see that? It matters. The meetup has to be smooth too. Want to meet now. That's fine. All right. Cave Springs Quick Trip. So I Googled it, and he puts a question mark. This was all back to back. So it's not like he said this and waited, and then this was all back to back. I said, perfect. Again, guys, I'm being short. I'm being right to the point. What time? I said, I'll be there in 15 minutes. So 2:30? What I should have said, because I'm always self-tweaking myself. Once you're aware of all the stuff I'm teaching you guys, you can self-tweak your stuff. If it doesn't matter how much action you're taking. If you're taking the wrong actions, you're going to get the bad results. Once you're aware of all the stuff I'm teaching you, in your conversations, you'll be like, oh, crap, I should have done this. I give you guys an awareness of something you should do differently, and then you can be like, oh, I'll do this differently. And you can self-tweak yourself. Just having that awareness is very powerful because next time you can tweak yourself. Every now and then I'll still lose the deal, but I can go back and analyze the deal. I'm like, all right, I should have done this. I should have done this. I'll word it differently. And I naturally get better and better at message negotiations, which might be why I've done over 70 grand so far this month. And I'll probably finish this month out around $75,000, if not a little bit more. I picked up like 12 phones a day, and I still got 3 more I haven't listed yet. So instead of saying, I'll be there in 15 minutes, I should have said, I can be there in 15 minutes. So 2:30. You guys see why this is better? I want you guys to see why this is better. I'll be there in 15 minutes. So 2:30, I can be there in 15 minutes. So 2:30 question mark? Give me some feedback in the chat. You guys see why number 2 is better. This written here is better. I can be there in 15 minutes. Because it's like, even though we confirmed he can meet now, maybe he's got to change a diaper real fast or put some gas in the car, or he's got a he's got to reset the phone, or, he's got to run to the grocery store. So I can be there in 15 minutes just to kind of give him a little bit more leeway. So 2:30, it'd be easier if he couldn't do right away. And in this scenario, it'd be easier for him to say, actually, could we do 2:45? Than me saying, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm actually jumping the curve a little bit by saying that. It's not that big of a deal because 98.5% of everything I'm saying is like really, really on point. But just something for you guys, right? You're not going to get this training anywhere else, right? I mean, this is the most in-depth text negotiation training you can get anywhere in the world as far as negotiating through phones. But it's something I want to point out because I want you guys to literally have everything so you guys can go out there and win and kick butt and make a lot of money. So 2:30, yes. Okay, cool. I'm on my way. He goes, okay. Now we're going to bring up the bill of sale. Also, now here's the thing. Normally when I bring up the bill of sale, when it's the reach out method, I say, because I buy phones for a living, all right, and someone is probably touching the screen, making blue marks on the screen. So I'd appreciate it if whoever was doing that, stop doing that. I know you're not doing it on purpose. So for the bill of sale, because, or also, I always buy phones for a living. And always create a bill of sale. So will you have your driver's license on you? When it's the normal bill of sale is so the normal bill of sale is also, I always create a bill of sale for my business. So will you have your driver's license on you? When they're reaching out to you for an ad, it's kind of implied that you might be a business. When you're reaching out to them, they don't know it's a business, so I tell them it's a business. Also, because I buy phones for a living and always create a bill of sale, will you have your driver's license on you? This guy, though, knows that he made a comment in here that he knows that I buy phones for a living. He made a comment that he knows that I have a business. So because he made a comment referencing that, I can now use that when bringing up the bill of sale to make it more, just like everything else we're doing, to make it more strategic for him, or to make it more personal for him. Also, I always create a bill of sale for my business, so will you have your driver's license on you? Right to the point, simple. It's everything we always teach with the bill of sale. I don't explain what the bill of sale is. I don't explain the purpose, just like I don't explain why my prices are the prices. I just explain what it is. And then I always, right? It's non-negotiable. It's something I always do. I always create a bill of sale for my business, so will you have your driver's license on you? I don't tell him what I need. I just need to make sure he has his driver's license on. Yes. Okay, cool. I'm on my way now. See you soon. So I sent this. He didn't respond for 4 minutes. So I said, I'm 8 minutes away. I wanted to get a response. I wanted to get confirmation. And also, sometimes people get a little iffy with the bill of sale, so I want to get confirmation, because if he's nervous about the bill of sale, then I go into, it's something I do for my business. It's for tax purposes. It's something I'm required to do, right? I go into all that. I'm in a black Hyundai Elantra. So what I do to try to get people to respond and to confirm the meetup is I bring up the vehicle that I'm in. I'm in a black Hyundai Elantra. I'll be there. I'm 8 minutes away. And usually they will tell me what vehicle they're in. So I'm a little nervous now, guys. He hasn't responded. I've sent him 4 messages. He goes, okay, black Ram. So now I'm getting some confirmation. So, okay, cool. I said, I'm here. He goes, at the stoplight. I said, okay, cool. And that's that. And he pulled up next to me, and these are the 2 phones he has right here. And I'll show you guys them. And they're mint condition phones. They're good phones, exactly what he said. So these are them right there. I haven't listed these yet. Probably make $150 off that. So that's what I got for you guys. That is how that works. This wasn't like a full group chat, right? This was just me recording this. So I'm gonna basically end this now, and of course we're gonna do the normal group chat. For those of you guys that were on this, was this beneficial for you guys? Did you guys learn something from this breakdown? This was recorded, so I am putting this in the back office. This was just a really good conversation to do, because I made like 7 or 8 offers. It took a lot of time. There was a bunch of things, so I knew there was a lot of different learning points. So I figured while I was recording it, I would share it with you guys. So let me end this. And